Thank you for listening to Dialogues on Democracy, featuring expertise and stories on local solutions and sustainable democracy. I'm Joseph Marcus. Due to instability in the region, there is a renewed focus on Niger and its natural resources. It is ever more important today that marginalized people in the region feel that they have a stake in good governance. I spoke with Stephanie Buell, IFES Niger's Program Coordinator, to discuss how citizens in Niger are increasing their participation in resource management. Stephanie, can you please tell us about the natural resources Niger has and why it is important to increase citizens' participation?
Niger is home to some of the world's largest uranium deposits, and it also has significant amounts of oil, gold, and gypsum, which is a material used in the production of concrete. Because of the presence of uranium, which is mainly found in the northeastern part of the country, it's extremely important for the Nigerian state to manage these properly. First of all, because it's a way of ensuring that the mining companies are acting as they're supposed to in terms of labor and responsibilities to affected communities. But also because natural resources have been at the heart of several conflicts in Niger, including decade-long Tuareg rebellions, and given the regional instability, this is obviously very important at the moment.
What steps are currently available to Nigerians to responsibly use their natural resources, and can you tell us why these haven't been successful so far?
There are two main tools helping citizens manage their extractive resources. The first is that Niger has joined the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, which promotes good governance in extractive industries. And civil society in Niger has made this the base of their advocacy work. And although it's an important tool, it really needs to be translated, simplified, distributed, and really made available to the affected communities. As well, and this is generally while I was in Niger, what most people mentioned is this 15% rule. So Article 152 of the Nigerian Constitution states that 15% of wealth needs to be reinvested in the region where the extraction took place. And I heard stories from various people saying that the payments are late, they're not always managed very well, and there's also different interpretations of what region means. The mining companies like to interpret region to mean departmental region, which are huge pieces of land in Niger, and the funding gets diluted.
In what ways can Niger increase transparency and accountability to their citizens in the management of natural resources?
So when I was in Niger, the number one thing that I heard from our local partners is that they would like to see better management of how contracts are negotiated between mining companies and the workers, and they don't often respect Nigerian labor standards. Also, I had the opportunity to meet the director of the Ministry of Mines and Industrial Development of Niger, Adamu Usman, and he highlighted that although the Ministry of Mines can act as a watchdog and make sure that mining companies are acting the way they should be, there really needs to be buy-in and active participation from civil society in order for this management of natural resources to feel like a participatory process, and for citizens to feel like they're really getting their say not only in how the wealth is distributed, but in what the responsibilities of each actor is.
What challenges to participation do Nigerians face?
The greatest challenge that we face is that it's really hard to get active participation from mining companies. We work with civil society and we work with government. And in an ideal situation, we would also involve mining companies in that conversation. The other aspect is that we really need to keep in mind underrepresented groups such as youth and women. Women tend to have very specific roles when it comes to extractive industries. For example, in the region of Difa, women are known to collect minerals which contain silicon dioxide, and this has health consequences such as respiratory diseases and lung cancer. And this information is certainly not being told to them by the mining companies, and then the actors such as civil society, which are supposed to disseminate this information, oftentimes overlooks the participation of women in this extraction. The other group is youth. 68% of the Nigerian population is under the age of 25, and this youth can be an agent of change. However, as I mentioned, it's sometimes overlooked by typical programming, and this is actually what led IFES to hold a public forum at the University of Mines in Niamey. These students are likely going to be the leaders in mining and extractive industries in the next 10 years. It's important for them to understand what the health or environmental hazards of their future work are.
Please describe some of the successes that we have witnessed in Niger.
I think IFES's greatest success so far in this project has been the organization of a large-scale awareness campaign, which took place in December 2012 and ran in the 6 major extractive regions of Niger. We really partner with organizations that are based in those regions as opposed to being run out of the capital. The campaign had theater sketches, concerts, soccer games, radio messages, and other type of public animation activities which were held in the towns. These attracted, more than 250 people at times. And I had the chance to meet with the coordinator of the campaign in Tillabéri, which is the region for gold mining. And he told me that the success of these activities was really due to the fact that we'd held them in the towns where the mining is happening. If you put up flyers in the capital city, they're not going to stay there that long. And he was saying they're still there. They're still in the schools. People are still talking about the awareness campaign, and they will continue to talk about it for months. The other interesting result from the project has been the creation of Ciextran, so it's ciextran.org. And it's a collection of texts, laws, regulation, codes of conduct on natural resources in Niger. And it was created by IFES and its 3 civil society partners, and it's a great place to store information which everybody can access.
For more dialogues on democracy and information and photos on IFES's work in Niger, please visit our website, www.ifes.org.